Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I highlight the business side of art to help you reach more customers, increase profits, and ultimately live a life of creative freedom. Enjoy the show. Hey there, we have another solo episode today all about the topic of thinking big. And we're going to be talking about money, which is, I've heard, your favorite topic. It's one of mine as well, so I feel you there. But we're just going to talk about what I've been earning lately and how it's blowing my mind. And we're going to talk about that so it can be a motivation to you of what's possible. And I'm just going to break down a couple figures and just share my thoughts on this idea of thinking bigger, because every single year I go up another level, and every single year I'm just a little mind blown that this level exists and this level is possible, and that the people that are joining me up here, they just think it's normal. And it's just, there's so many things to go with this. It's hard for me to explain. So I'm going to try my best, but I've been thinking about doing this episode for a very long time. I've just been trying to find the words for it, but today seemed like the absolute perfect day. And it's funny because this is actually going to air on my birthday, and I did not realize that until I sat down and I was typing notes and when it was going to air, and I was like, oh, it's going to air on my 32nd birthday. So this is absolutely perfect. But what also happened today is it followed a really bad day that I had a couple days ago. So a previous podcast episode that you've listened to was all about me dealing with hate and dealing with this like court thing that I'm doing, and it all hit at once. And it was just not like the best day. And it's so funny because in my mind I thought something good's gonna happen. Sometimes you don't even know what to envision. Sometimes things are just so much bigger and better that come along. You just don't even know. But I want to challenge you to envision your life and envision what's the big end goal. And if yours is like, I want to get $5,000 for a big painting, then that's it. And I'm not going to tell you to really write it down, but I do want you to either say it out loud or talk about it with your friend or something. And whatever your big vision is, it should make you maybe stop and maybe be a little embarrassed in this company that is doing some kind of promotion. Anyway, it's doing the affiliate marketing, or no, the influencer marketing thing. So yeah, I'm having an amazing, productive, profitable day. If I'm going to ever sit down and, record this episode about thinking big and making bigger money, today's the day. So we're going to talk about different ways to position yourself to think bigger. And the first is by envisioning it. And I know this sounds silly, and I know that you've probably heard this before, the whole vision board thing, and part of me just kind of kept on. And then 2 days later, I am having one of the best days that I've had in a very long time. And it's just so funny how it follows a bad day. So just wanted to share that really quickly. But today, I dropped off a painting and collected a $5,000 check for a canvas painting. And then I ran over really quick and did a mural so it was more of a logo with drips down it, and collected about $400 for about 2 hours worth of work. There was no mock-up. We just met and we, talked about what she wanted. I had an idea before I got there, and we just did it, and it took me no more than 2 hours, and I still charged her $400, and she was so unbelievably happy to pay that, and actually made the comment that she was getting a deal and she just felt so lucky. I made $200 an hour in that, and we were both so excited. And now I'm coming home, so it's noon at the moment. So I've dropped off a painting, collected a $5,000 check, went and did a mural for $400, and now I am going down to the studio and I'm going to film a short 15-second video and collect another $400 check for a video on TikTok or that's at least what it does for me. When I tell people that I want to make $200,000 and be helping 200 students go full time with their art, just the idea of saying I want to make $200,000, I actually haven't even said that to my closest friends because they don't make that. They have no means or aspirations to make that. So it's a weird thing for me to say out loud because I'm surrounded by a lot of people, especially in the Midwest, that don't mind the simple life. And I'm not knocking it, but it's just not for me. It's just not. And I am finally coming into my own and just saying, after I hit the 100,000 mark, I was like, okay, next is 200K without killing myself, like working constantly all day, every day, and on the weekends. That's my goal. I want to make 200,000 in a year by not working every single day, at least taking one day off, maybe two. And that's my big goal. What is your big goal? Say it out loud. Because it's funny, before we bought this house and this 100 acres and spent over $1 million on this property, which is huge and crazy, and I'm even saying that makes me a little uncomfortable because thinking that someone would judge that we would spend this much on a house and land, but I'm just gonna say it out loud. We spent over $1 million on this, and that just opened my mind up to be like, wow, I never actually thought I could do something like that. Before I did that, I envisioned our home, and I didn't just talk about it. I actually planned out what our home would look like, and I wanted it to be on several acres. You go out on the back porch and you just see trees and grass and no neighbors, and that was my vision. And I had laid out our house. I was like, okay, so we had planned to build. That actually didn't happen, but I'm very glad that it didn't because just building is a whole process and building costs are crazy right now. Anyway, I just planned out our house and we created a vision board. Actually, I did this with a couple of my friends a couple years ago, and we just created a vision board where we cut out pictures from, Better Homes and Gardens and different little things. And I just was like, okay, yeah, but like a vision board is nothing without a plan to make it happen. And I was just like, okay, yeah. But I still did it because my friends wanted to do it. And we did that. And I cut out pictures of houses. And other than that, I planned out the layout of our future home. And I remember saying out loud, okay, this is a 5-year plan. And I remember talking to Samantha, actually, and which is a local artist that I paint here with sometimes, and a friend. And I just remember thinking and saying to her that it's our 5-year plan, it's going to be $1 million. I wish it would happen now. I don't want to wait. Okay. And I put my head down and just started working. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted for my life. And just so happened, we stumbled upon this house and we figured out a way and we purchased it. And it's crazy looking back because I literally planned this. I planned it and I said it out loud that I did not want to wait. And then I just put my head down and started working, just building the academy and doing bigger mural jobs and all the things. And things are happening. When I tell you to envision, do whatever that is for you. Write it down in the notes of your phone. That's where I keep my whole life, is in the notes section of my phone. Or write it down on paper. Just give yourself a big vision of what you want and say it out loud, because if you don't have a vision for it, it's not going to happen. Or, it's going to take you longer, or I don't know. So that's what's working for me. So we're going to talk about more of the tangible stuff other than just envisioning. It's a little bit of a woo-woo stuff, but I wanted to just lead with that, because I think magic is real. And because that's just the only way I can explain lately. While you're thinking bigger, think about the projects you want to do. So if you're selling something right now, and it might be like a keychain or something small or a coaster, and it's going for $5, $10, $20, I think that is an amazing place to start. And I think you should keep doing that if you love it, and if it's selling, I think that is an amazing place to start. Start wherever you can with making money, but plan to have a few $100 or something. And I was telling Ryan about it, and he was like, No. And he is my person to where he did not grow up poor for just to be blunt and say it like I did. He is used to this idea of thinking big. And I am still new to it, but I was especially new to it a year or so ago when we had this conversation. He was just like, no, just focus on the big murals. And I was like, oh, okay. And we transactions at first be, if they're under $20 or under $100, just plan for in the future that is going to go up and up and up. And what you can do is you can specifically choose your projects and which projects you're pitching for. So don't expect people to come to you. We're thinking about projects that you're going to pitch. For example, I was talking to my husband, Ryan, maybe a year ago or so, and I am the type where I have a million ideas. Like when I'm working and I'm listening to podcasts and listening to inspiring people, I'm like, oh, I just have all these ideas. And I had this idea by going around our neighborhood. I was seeing all of the garage doors and how they were all scuffed up from just whatnot, and they just looked terrible. And it was just not, I was like, oh my gosh, I could literally go door to door and probably get the majority of the people to let me paint their garage door. And I was like, oh, this is a good idea. I could charge. Went on to talk about it more. And he's like, every job you do is a transaction. And every job is going to require an invoice, and every job is going to require some kind of customer communication, and then you're going to go get the paint, and then you're going to go paint it. And to where $300 might seem like a good amount, it's a lot of work each time. So instead, what I've been focusing on is getting maybe $3,000 murals instead of doing $300 projects, because I would have to do 10 of those $300 projects or one $3,000 mural. And the way to do that, the way to get those is, first off, focus on that. Look for the projects that might be more of the upper price range, that you'll spend more time on, that you don't have to do like all the back and forth, and find those projects by just opening up your mind to it. Just start looking for it. And that sounds so simple, right? But for someone who grew up not looking for that, like I did, just the simple idea of going out to look for bigger projects and keeping your mind on those, looking for bigger walls, looking for those clients that might want to spend more on things that are not going to nickel and dime you. That's a whole new mindset, and it goes with envisioning it. But our mindset growing up, mine and my mom's and everybody that I grew up with in the small town of 300 people, typically their mindset is to try to find the best deal you can. When we're going shopping, you want to find, if this store has I don't know, if you're buying a can of paint or whatever, I don't know. This store has it for $20, but the other store has it for $22. And however, the $22 store, if you're already there, but you can get it $2 cheaper somewhere else, the majority of people, including my mom, will wait, and they will drive 10 extra minutes to go get that can of paint to save that extra $2. And what that is someone is not valuing their time enough in that moment. They are saying, my time is not worth $2. And if I go and spend an extra 10 minutes to save those $2, then I'm winning, which is a completely wrong way to think. Okay, so time is everything, and time communicating with the customer, time just doing all the little stuff. Your time is worth so much. The practice that you've put in ahead of time, I think of it as like that all adds up to make your time worth so much more now. So someone who has 5,000 hours already, or even if you have 10,000 hours, like their time is going to be worth so much more because you put in so much time ahead of time, right? So I want to challenge you to think of product instead of in the scale of saving money and getting the best deal you possibly can for yourself as well, because you put this on your customers. I put this on my customers. I'm trying to give them the best deal that I can. until recently. I'm working on it as I go, but I'm going to bet that you're the same way. And you want to give them the best deal that you can. So try to reframe and think quality. Quality, quality, quality. Quality over quantity, okay? Quality over quantity. And I know that's an old phrase, but this is just your reminder to really, truly think that. Think that your art is quality, and if you don't think that, if you don't think your art is quality, then you need to work on that. You need to put more hours in, because there's no technique that I can give you or marketing sales tactic that's gonna surpass that. You need to put the hours in. So if you're at the point where, and you don't even need to be the best artist in the world. You just need to have enough confidence to know that you can deliver what the customer is wanting. That's it. And actually, just recently, I was talking to Lissa and Christine, and we just did a poll in the Artist Academy Facebook group about who gets anxious before they go do a mural, and everybody said yes. Even Lissa, who's been doing this, and she has her 10,000 hours in, and I was so shocked to hear that. It was like, wait, so you get anxious? What do you mean? And because I think I am past the days of getting anxious, no, I just don't get anxious anymore. I know that I can do it, and that's because of putting hours in. But I share this because even some of the best artists that I know locally here in the academy, they still get anxious. If you are, just fight past that. Like Lissa was saying, how she gets anxious, but she's just like, okay, like that's there. I'm just going to go anyway and go do it. But do what you need to do to prepare your mind to be confident in the product that you want, because people can smell that. People who are used to quality can smell that you might not be giving them quality. It's about the confidence. Hey there, the show's not over yet. But if you're enjoying this episode so far and getting inspired and soaking up all the business tips, then I want to invite you to this brand new thing we just created, the Artist Academy Advanced podcast. Yep, it's a podcast just like this one, but better. It's one where I don't hold anything back and give you all of the tips to growing an audience, gaining more customers, making money, murals, all of the things. So what I've done is I've turned almost all of the weekly Artist Academy Advanced membership content from almost 3 years of exclusive weekly lessons and put them into easily digestible audio format via a podcast for our members. You can plug in while you paint, and 90% of the content is juicy solo episodes where I break down exactly how I make money with murals and prints and literally everything. I'm an open book in this. It's there, just waiting for you to dive in. So just go to artistacademy.co. That's artistacademy.co to apply and uplevel your art business. It's time. Besides putting in the hours, one way to give off the persona that you know what you're doing is to dress the part. I know a lot of us, we create art in our homes and we wear leggings and we wear stuff that we can get paint on. I want to encourage you to look the part. If we're going to get big jobs and we're going to deal with professional clients and big time people, we need to look the part. So stop showing up in clothes that you can afford to get paint on, or that already have paint on, that are maybe a little too tight on you, or maybe show off your body like it shouldn't, or maybe is so baggy that it's like an old t-shirt that you've had forever and it just looks like you could probably use it as a paint rag. Let's just throw that away. How about we go out and we spend $100 at Walmart, like Walmart's stepping up their clothes. I'm not going to say go out and create a name brand clothing, but Walmart's stepping up their clothing brand. So go get something that fits, that looks professional, and show up like that. And I'm talking to my younger self because I remember when I transitioned from promos and having to look cute all the time as a job, and once I transitioned to just painting full time, I was like, nope, no makeup. I'm throwing on shirts from high school. These pants barely fit. I don't care. And I just showed up, and it was, if you look at photos, it looked rough. And I look back on that, but other people were dressing like that too. I was like, some were. So I was like, oh, well, whatever. I can get away with it. I'm just glad that I don't need my looks for my job anymore. I was very relieved. But I now go, to a different client's or customer's house all the time nowadays. I have invested in pants that I love, and I can give a link to my Amazon list that has the pants that I use, and they look a lot more professional. And I'm not wearing a shirt that is oversized. I'm not wearing a shirt that shows off my curves either. I am showing one that I want to be respected in. Also, like, another tip, if you're painting in an office or if you're painting somewhere where people are a little more dressed up, you don't need to be completely dressed up, but you can never be dressed down. That is one where you can never be dressed down. Dress to the quality of your customer. And when you're dressing like that, maybe you'll be a little bit more opt to take photos and videos while you're painting, because those are the main promotion. And when you're posting to social media, make sure that the video is good and that your photo is clean and that you don't look like a hobo in it. And present yourself. Go and look at some of the artists who are just killing it and see how they're presenting themselves online. And I'm not saying you need to be completely uptight and not relaxed at all and don't show your personality. That's not what I'm saying. But give a professional look and you will get more jobs. That's just plain and simple. Another way to start getting bigger jobs, and also to help you in this idea of thinking big, is to meet people who are doing similar or bigger things than you. Like I said, it's weird for me to talk to some of my friends and my family especially about all these crazy dreams that I have and all these, like, I say crazy, but big dreams that I have. But actually, just today, I talked to 2 different business owners, and you can just feel their energy matches mine or is a little higher. And I absolutely love that. Just talking to them. So one, I dropped off their painting and they wanted to do a video, and I was like, oh, yes, this is my realm. This is what I do too. Yes, please. So I knew exactly, what to say. I was a little nervous, a little taken back, because there was like an actual professional video camera there, and there were people, and we were doing a sort of interview thing, and I was like, oh, so I got a little nervous, but I loved it because these people knew how to get attention, and what they were doing was going to promote me. And so that's just one example of when you hang around people who are doing big things, it normalizes it. I film everything, and people think it's weird if I'm like on Instagram or doing a story, or I don't know, I film all the time in public, and I sometimes get some looks. People are just like, okay, that's cute, I guess. I don't know. People just don't know what to think. But when I'm around people like that, people who are doing bigger things, and they happen to be my customer, it just makes me feel so good because I can just openly be who I am without feeling like I need to be held back at all, which I don't in general. But there's always this little holdback that's, are they going to think I'm weird for spreading my arms really wide and posing in front of this painting? Like, it's for social media. I get it, and this customer gets it too. And so we're actually going to do a YouTube interview, and we're going to talk about the things and do more promotion that we can promote each other, because their Instagram, YouTube, Facebook is bigger than mine, and my Instagram is bigger than theirs. So we're gonna get together and we're gonna do some content, and we'll both share it, and we both grow following that way. It's when you're around people who are doing big things like that, you can vibe off of each other and you can work together. You can get ideas from these people. And I actually asked them, they're about my age, which is amazing. And I was like, hey, we are very similar. Do you guys want to hang out? And they're like, yes, let's go to dinner. But from the moment I met them, I was like, these are my people. So if you find someone that might be your people or somebody you aspire to be, go be around them. Just offer to paint for them for free. Do anything to get yourself in that room with the people that you admire. We had a mural meetup. A bunch of people came and a bunch of people were vibing off of each other of how they got business. And we all normalized the idea of creating content for Instagram, getting new commissions, painting on a giant wall. Like, we all just being around each other during the last mural meetup was an amazing thing for a lot of artists, especially the ones who were brand new to this. It normalizes it. So that is my big, big, big advice for you. Get in the room with people who are doing things bigger than you, and amazing things will happen. And connections. They will connect you to people. For example, I was working on this painting for them, and somebody reached out who was connected through their social network and said, "Hey, I found you on Lauren's Instagram. Could I hire you to do something for me?" And they had a blue check mark next to their name on Instagram. I was like, whoa, hi, yes, I would love to do something for you. And she said, "Hey, can I fly you out? Can you come do stuff at my home?" And I was like, yeah, yeah, yes, I do traveling murals all the time. Yes, when I'm booked till November at the moment, but I could fit you in here, blah, blah, blah. So we were talking, and so I'm just saying, you will meet more like-minded people meeting those like-minded people. You know what I mean? So it's not just the vibe, it's not just getting ideas from them, and it's not just making the connections through them. It's all of that. Surround yourself with those people. Actually, my husband is one of those with me. He knows so many people. He is very used to thinking big, and we vibe off each other in that way. I have big dreams, and he does too. And it's just great getting to build that together. And growing up poor, I don't know a different way to say it, but I am so thankful. Like, I don't want anybody for 1 second to think that I'm not thankful for cashing that $5,000 check today, or making $400 on a quick Instagram or TikTok video, or $400 for 2 hours of work. Like, I am so grateful for it, because at one point I made $5 an hour and hated that job. And I think of that all the time. And so that's why I want to come on and talk about this openly with you, to help inspire you to think bigger, because I promise you anything is possible. But it's not possible if you just sit there and you think that can happen for her, but not for me. Or if you're like, okay, maybe I could do that. No, talk about your vision. Talk about it to other people. This is what I want to do. Put it out there, and then make some moves to meet the people that you admire. Like, another way, if maybe you want to show your paintings, check out the local country club. We all know the type of people who go to country clubs. Those country clubs around here are $10,000 for a year's worth of membership. Did you know that? That's a thing poor kids don't know. I had no idea that someone was paying $10,000 to be a member to play golf there all year. That is insane to me. So people who are there playing golf are the people who I want to buy paintings from me, because in general, and this is very generalized, but here in the Midwest, I've just found this, the people who are willing to spend more money are the people who are not nitpicking me for every penny. And it's so nice, because these last several transactions, I've had a really, really amazing string of customers who trust me with their vision, and they say, this is the budget, and it's been so smooth and fluid, and I'm just so grateful for it. I think whenever, just one last bit, just to talk about the money thing, I would really love this last bit on here to encourage you to not even once you're starting to make it big, just now, find a way to give back a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, but people think that they have to make $100K a year, or they have to make so much to give back, and that's just not the case. Everybody that I personally know has $100 in their wallet that they can afford to give away, but nobody does it. Nobody. They think that somebody who has a combined income of whatever, just way higher, they're like, oh, well, those are the people that need to give back. No, we can all do it. We can. And this comes with the whole universe envisioning things. The more you give back, I think it greatly increases the chance for your dreams to come true, because that's my experience with it. The more I'm giving, you meet the big customers through the little jobs. So I remember going to do like a bedroom mural, and it was really small, and I was charging like a few $100s, and it was like, it was very basic, and I went in, and anything under like, sorry, anything under $1,000 anymore just doesn't excite me. And that's just where I'm at. And I was going in to do it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I might as well, because they really wanted it. And, you could tell they're like, oh, please. I was like, okay. And so I went in, and that person ended up introducing me to a much, much bigger client. And I was like, man, this is exactly how it works. Thank you so much. And so doing those little jobs will lead to the bigger jobs. And so if you get approached for maybe doing something for free, or maybe doing something for low cost, try to talk to them and make sure that you're going to get promoted, or see if there's any kind of win that you can get as well. But or even just freely give back. I'm not saying spend 7 days of your week giving back, but just when the person at the gas station asks you, hey, do you want to round up for so-and-so charity? Say yes. Just do it. Just do it, and you'll watch your life change. Thank you so much for listening again to my little soapbox rant today about thinking big, and I hope it has inspired you to go out there and put your head down and reach out to people and just get to work, because that's the thing that's going to change your life. And if you work for, I don't know, if you pick 6 months or a year and you decide, okay, I'm really going to take this seriously for this amount of time, and you really put the time aside, put the Netflix away, put the stuff away that's just a waste of, stop scrolling Instagram. If you really just put your head down and work, your life will change. And it might take 6 months, it might take a year, it might take a couple years, but it's worth it, because we're all going to live to be 100 anyway, with science and everything. Okay. Anyway, that's the end of my soapbox, right? I hope you have a great rest of your week. Let me know if you've liked this episode. And, one last bit. Since you guys are liking this podcast stuff so much, thank you so much for the reviews and downloads. It very much helps us grow. But I recently did a poll on my Instagram story. I went and looked at my statistics in the podcast and on my platform to see which episodes had the most downloads, and it was the solo episodes. These solo episodes, the top 10 were all solo episodes. The top 15, I think 13 out of 15 were solo episodes, the most downloaded on the podcast. So thank you. That's so cool. So I'm going to do a little bit more solo stuff like this. That's actually one of the reasons that I'm here recording right now before I go record this video. And so knowing that, and knowing how easy podcast is to consume while you're painting, I have actually made an Artist Academy Advanced podcast. And there's, I don't remember exactly how many episodes, but 50 on there. And I've taken the lessons we've done in the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years. Holy crap. Almost 3 years of doing content. And I've put the audio, the majority of the ones that you can understand in audio. So none of the painting tutorials on there, none of the mural painting stuff. But all the business stuff about getting your business on Google, and we have a mural surface handbook now, and just all the stuff for social media, and it's just so much more, and it's all solo episodes. Actually, there's a few guests in there too, but then they have bomb content. And so the advanced group is one step up from this podcast, or 10 steps up, and you get your own solo episode podcast thingy, and you can listen to it whenever you want. So if you're in the advanced group, I've made a post about it. I've sent you an email, or you can check out the artistacademy.co/login. Just go there, log in, and you'll be able to get your advanced podcast. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I love podcasts. I love consuming via audio while I paint. So we've made the advanced group into our own special podcast full of all solo episodes. So if you like the solo episodes, like I already know you do, because I know I've seen the statistics, and you want more, go to artistacademy.co and apply. So yeah, okay, that's all I have today, really now. This time it's for real. Okay, I'll see you next week. I hope you have enjoyed yet another episode of the Artist Academy podcast. But before I let you go, I just want to remind you that in the advanced group, we are right in the middle of our 4th quarter success plan. We do this every year to help you navigate through every artist's most profitable time of year, the holiday season. Now is the time to take your art business seriously, and if you need a little help with that, I want to invite you to join us for only $32 a month, very affordable. You'll get the exact 4th quarter game plan that I use to maximize profits during this very profitable time of year, and you're going to be going through it right along with me. We're gonna do it together. And if you feel like you're lacking motivation or just a general direction of where to go and what to do, just know that I have your back, because I've been there and I know what works, and I'm giving you the game plan. And if you're trying to figure out prints, shipping, finding new customers, all the things, I have exactly what you need. Just go to artistacademy.co. That's artistacademy.co to apply. And if you like this episode or any past episodes, can you pretty please go leave a review? It really helps. And if you screenshot that review and send it to me, I will first say thank you. And I will also shout you out on my Instagram of over 70K viewers. Help me help you. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week.